Today let's paint a beautiful monochrome silhouette painting just for beginners. Let's get started. Let's use different shades of grays and blacks for this painting. Already outlined a house shape and a little hill shape that will be our foreground silhouette elements that we'll be painting using black. Let's paint the background using a wet on wet technique that will give us a dreamy soft background. Start by making the background damp with clean water, and we'll start with the first color, blue shadows from White Nights. This is a granulating color. If you're not having this color, you can start with gray, or you can water down black and use this as the first layer. Let's create a graded look on the sky by making the upper parts of the sky darker and the lower parts of the sky lighter. So I'm adding another wash of the same blue shadows on the upper parts of the sky. As we know, watercolors dry much lighter. The dried painting will look much lighter than what we see now. So I'm going to make the upper parts even more darker with a third wash. As the last wash, I'm adding a layer of black on the upper parts of the sky. I'm using a 300 GSM 100% cotton cold press paper from Rustro. This helps with the wet on wet technique that I use in most of my paintings. I'm using a size 6 Rublev brush for this step. You can use a bigger round brush or even a flat brush for this step. Allow the background to dry completely, and then let's start painting the silhouettes in the foreground. We have already outlined this house shape and a little hill on the right side, so we'll completely fill these two elements with black. This black is from White Nights. I've actually squeezed it onto a Van Gogh pan because the paint scrape from Van Gogh was kind of empty, and so I squeezed it onto the Van Gogh pan. These are not Van Gogh colors. This black is from White Nights. Now let's start painting some foliage in the foreground. I'm using a size 3 brush from Rublev for this step. You can use the smallest brush that you're having for this step. I'm using the tip of my brush, and I'm using the same black paint to paint foliage at the base of our silhouette objects. Adding this foliage brings the serene landscape to life and also adds depth and character to the painting. Now let's add a silhouette tree. I'm adding branches using the tip of my size 3 Rublev brush, and then let's start painting the leaves. Here we're just going to represent the leaves, so we don't have to exactly draw every single leaf on the tree. Load your brush with black paint and start dabbing the side of your brush to create leaf-like shapes. When you're painting the trees, make sure some parts of the sky are visible through the trees. I'm using a Princeton fine liner brush to add some final details on the painting. Let's add a touch of magic to the sky by painting the moon with white gouache. You can use a white jelly roll pen or even poster colors for this step. And there you have it, a beautiful serene monochrome night sky painting in watercolors. This tutorial inspired your creativity. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more art inspiration just for beginners. I would love to see your interpretation of the painting. So if you recreate this painting, do share it with me on Instagram. My handle is Jacinta_art. Until next time, keep painting, exploring, and embrace the beauty of a natural world. Happy creating, everyone! Here are a few paintings that I thought you might like to watch next. Thank you so much for joining. See you again in the next video.